Hey, Gen Z rise, who's with me? Yeah, I'm never gonna be as good as those icons. If you've been missing out lately, we have a new generational conflict. Yeah, how many of those have been this year? It doesn't matter, but this time it got much more serious because Gen X got involved in it. You probably wanna ask me why. Oh, you really want to know why? Because there is no logical answer. Some of them say it's because younger generations need to learn a good lesson. Others listened to Eminem and thought that Gen Z me bro was a special code.
Gonna cancel me, yeah, Gen Z me, bro.
But it doesn't matter how strange the reason for the conflict is, but how serious Gen X is about it. Gen X all rise. Time to battle. Just look how cool they are. Made their own TikTok mask and it sounds like we were watching an Inception trailer. It's so cool, I almost want to try it, but I'm scared that I'll suddenly want to yell at a cloud. I'm joking, Gen X. You are very scary.
Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise.
What's happening? This is better than any meme I've ever seen. Like, I was crying when I saw it for the first time. Gen X, can I give you an advice? Don't raise up too high. We may have a war, but don't lose your soldiers too fast. Fear. When did that stop Gen X? UK flag, lipstick 65. We're the tigers, they're the lions. And as we know, lions are kings. Didn't expect me winning this? Try something better, Gen Z me bro. I'm sorry guys, I feel so goofy after reading this. I mean, they really tried their best at being scary, even though none of us knows the reason for it, but they really need to stop using all of those filters. They woke us, they poked us. Now they can enjoy the consequences. I mean, this filter and bone crackling sound is very accurate, but why is this phrase so Gen X? I totally imagine my dad saying it when I refused to bring him a remote control 1 meter away from him. And the consequences are usually something like, oh, I'll show you my anger just a bit later. Because for now, it's just them being scary on TikTok. And they're like, we're ready. Who are we fighting? No, really. Who's Gen Z me bro? If you get in my way, you're not coming out alive. I need to stop saying Gen Z me bro, but it's crazy addicting. Why is it getting kind of violent? This time I'll try to hold my jokes together because this guy I would say is an unofficial Gen X Rise leader. And you don't want to mess with a man who has a lot of wisdom and interesting suggestions for Gen X.
Gen X, I've got an idea and I wanted to put it past you all. I think we should start a Gen X mafia. We could all get our BMXs, our choppers, and we'll all meet down the park. If you're in, come in.
I'm so glad my parents don't speak English and I don't need to feel embarrassed finding their comments like Gen X Mafia, I'm in. Gen X Mafia, we're ready. Why is this an older generation but act like some high schoolers? We're gonna get choppers and wear some cool masks so everyone will be scared of us. Where's my leather jacket with snakes and skulls on it? Gen X Mafia. But I have to know, is it a serious suggestion? Just some of them are very determined. All we need to know is one, where, to when. 1918 here. I'm fluent in both Gen X and Millennial. What are we doing? Oh, I speak Millennial too. Have you heard about the new game Hogwarts Legacy? Had to skip my gluten-free coffee to play it. Generations are not languages. I know you might have some difficulties pronouncing these words, but it's not that hard. Look, even Eminem did it. When you realize Eminem new song Trouble is about Gen Z. Really? How did you get it? Maybe with a Gen Z me bro lyric. Okay, I promise, it's the last time I say it, because I'm about to remind you about another catchphrase.
What? Gen Z's trying to what? Cancel Eminem. Gen Z's trying to cancel Eminem?
Honey, that's cute. Gen Z wants to cancel Gen X. That's real cute. Try. What does that even mean? You cannot cancel things because you don't like them. Jeez. Enjoy Gen Z. Enjoy all of us making you cringe all day long. Why do I feel like the last part in the sentence was hard to write even for the creator? I understand why a lot of people don't like cancel culture, but you have to understand, no one ever tried to cancel the whole generation or even Eminem. I know that he plays a big part in this conflict, so I need to declare, we, Gen Z, never did it. The only thing we do is laugh at his new song because, well, you already know the lyrics. And honey, they're cute. So I think it's time to finally understand what this conflict is about.
Hey TikTok, you hear? Gen Xers, here we are. We're ready for war. Well, according to some of those posts out there, we're preparing for a generational war. I don't know, I think we've been preparing since day one. From the first time I fell down and scraped my knee, got that nice, stingy red stuff placed on it.
Honey, I mean, yeah, falling down and scraping your knee is unpleasant, but believe me, all of us fell as children. My grandma actually was treating my wounds either with burdock or iodine. Tell me everything about pain. I feel like I'm getting more and more annoying throughout this video. Well, if there's nothing I can do about it, like this video and subscribe to my channel. As a small creator, I care about every fighter in my army. Back to the reason for a generational war.
I didn't talk about owies too much after that. And then, there was the time that I fell down and probably hit my head with a concussion. I walked it off.
I mean, that's awful. But how is it connected to the war? Like, you think Gen X either has the hardest in their childhood or something? Then I have to introduce you a cast iron pan that my grandma was holding at the convenient height of a running around 5-year-old me. And you know how cool am I? Not only did I ever complain about it, I also don't remember that story, cause that's what I know from my family. Can't hear your applause. But I want to stop ignoring the elephant in the room, which hopefully you can't notice because I love you guys and I deleted the background music. But I want you to see the original video just for a second because I can't get past it.
We are way prepared because we've got
Gen X really needs to stop with the technologies. I can't believe that's a real sound. I know cool music sounds powerful in the movies, but stop pretending like you're starting World War because you scratched your knee as a child. Stop trying to scare us, it's not working. Generation War Games 2024. Gen X. We grew up outside, not on our phones. We drank out of water holes most of our younger age. Gen X was the generation most exposed to lead. I have to stop for a second because we have a classic problem. One of my favorites, not knowing who you fight and argue with. If you believe that Gen Z grew up on their phones, you may be right, but my Nokia had 3 games and 5 songs on it. If you think that's too much to take for a child, okay. I just feel like they're targeting a younger generation, Gen Alpha. But I feel like even for Gen X, fighting kids is too much. We're the MTV generation. We were our parents' TV remote. We had the largest CD collections. We carried pencils in our cars to rewind our cassettes. Dear Gen X, your feelings are very easy to explain. It's not a Gen X rise and no one tried to wake you up. It's nostalgia. Are you really going to fight because you feel nostalgia? Because you can't come up to a kid and say, hey, do you drink from a water hose? No? What a pussy, come fight me. Gen X rising. That's an interesting result. I mean, I definitely would be scared to see this in real life, so you got me. Please just stay away from TikTok. You have a TV. And we Gen Z totally left it all for you. And please don't get offended. I'm honestly trying to understand you guys.
Bro, we are not fighting air. We're ready for the battle, bro. Are you ready for the battle? Come on, bro!
No, they obviously don't fight air, they fight Gen Z, so stop writing about it. The only question is, why? No idea, I've never been so lost in the conflict like this one. But let's try again, cause I'm not giving up so fast. Battle against what? Retirement? Many things in life are worth fighting for, especially when there are heathens that want to take things away from us. We will all rise up. That was a good thought that sometimes you have to fight for your happiness. I don't want you to feel like I'm repeating myself, but how does it answer the question? I promise Gen Z couldn't care less about taking something from older people. Like, I have so many problems that I don't have time to think about it. What is that thing that we took away? A remote control? I know it's annoying when you lose it, but it usually lies right under your own butt. Happens to me all the time. This guy probably understands what I mean. Yeah, those dad jokes coming out of me are as good as ever. But okay, we get it, Gen X are tough guys, no discussion here. But what are they planning to do? Start beating up people because of their age? When then I have to warn you, some millennials look just like us.
Who pissed off Gen X? Who did it? Who did it? Come forth. So, me here, I'm a millennial, 1983. But it seems that all over my TikTok is Gen Xers waking up. They're coming for y'all. They're coming for y'all. So, they fight fair. You know what I mean? They will come up to your house, knock on your door, say hello, and fight you in the front yard.
Listen, I don't want to be beaten up by Gen X either. That's why I want to know the reason for the conflict, so no one gets beaten up. But for now, it just looks like Gen X wants to form their own mafia and do street fights for fun. But hey, look at me making this video. Someone's really glad not living in the US right now. Only if some local Gen Xers would knock on my door. And please don't do it, I'm an easy victim. I get jump scares from a timer I forgot to set 10 minutes ago. Millennials watching Gen X wake up to sort the situation with Gen Z. We did warn you not to poke the bear. I love how older millennials like to pick the side of a Gen X. And I get it, millennials had a lot of conflicts with Gen Z, but how can you pick sides from non-existing things? Did you even realize that Gen Z and Gen X are children and their parents? Most of Gen Zs have Gen X parents, it's a fact, so what are we doing here? Call your mom and dad and tell them you love them, if you do of course, and ask them to quit TikTok. That would help a lot, because for now what I see is mass hysteria.
Gen X, I'm obsessed with you guys. It's so, oh my god, like, I've been posting a few videos about it just because I find it fascinating, and you guys have been coming out and making it. You've been coming out of the woods. You've been like, we're here, we're queer, let's do this.
Don't worry, you don't have to make videos like that. Just don't turn your back and make sure you look big. And scream something at them. And they will run away. Maybe that's the reason for the war. We're not obsessed with Gen X. And it's not in a bad way. Guys, I care and do not care about all people equally. Except for my subscribers. And I feel like Gen Z respects everyone equally too. Like, there is no special treatment if you're 50. You're on the same level as a 20-year-old. That's why if you're a Gen X, I truly believe we'll find something in common. But it's not only about them. them. I've seen Gen Z joking about Gen X like they do about any other thing. And maybe that's why they won the war. I may be wrong, but since we have no other opinion from Gen X themselves, I'll continue thinking this way. And to prove you how ridiculous the situation is, remember the woman telling about the hard childhood Gen X had. That's what she says now.
Okay, so now that all of us Gen Xers have been activated, I have a question. What are we activated for?
This is a great question! Finally! Thank you so much!
I mean, really. We've already been there, we've already done that, and we're doing whatever we want anyway. So what's the activation? We're gonna jump on board with each other, great, I'm all for that, let's have a party. Let's enjoy our life like we have been. And the reality of it is if we're really in this generational war, supposedly, I don't know who I'm fighting because I'm doing me anyway.
I'll forget about the loud music and the first video, just thank you for saying it. I totally support this, enjoying your own life and not caring about anyone else in a good way. Gen X has been doing it really great. So if you want to remember old times, make a barbecue with your friends, not a generational war or Gen X mafia. Because let's be real, it looks stupid. Not to offend anyone, but you can't be real with all those videos. You Gen Z really poked the bear. You feel our wrath now. I love this woman. I wish I could make those cool templates, but I can't take that seriously. Like, I'm sorry that you feel like you need to start a generational war, but maybe you just want to feel cool again. And trust me, there are other ways to do it without getting into an internet fight, which is so bizarre that some Gen X think that Gen Zs are fighting.
I've got a question for Gen Z. You know Gen X goes up to 1965, so that means you're beefing with 60-year-old people. Your nanas and your granddads.
I mean, yeah, but didn't he say that he wants to beat up some Gen Zs a couple videos ago? And should I remind you that some of Gen Zs are minors? Like, I don't think I saw many aggressive Gen Zs in this so-called trend. Most of them are just laughing in the comments. I promise I don't want to beef with a 60-year-old. And especially I don't want to beef with this guy. Actually, I don't want to beef with anyone. This is going too far, just stop making videos about it. We definitely know how to use the internet better to collect all evidence that we never wanted to fight, and it's actually you who started it.
If you ever wonder why us Gen Xers are always moaning about the snowflake generation, it's because we were brought up differently. We were brought up to be tough and independent. Our parents left us alone to fend for ourselves.
I don't think you can be even serious about it. Like another thing where we discuss how awful the childhood of older people was. I mean, yes, that's 100% true. But the world is changing and I hope my children will have a better childhood than me. Didn't they want it? And if that matters, I know a lot of Gen Zers who had an awful childhood as well. I had some difficulties too, but I'm not proud of it. And I don't like bragging about it. It's not a good thing, isn't that obvious? Gen X acts like that girl who had her first kiki and can't stop telling how awful it is. I hope you understand that I don't have anything against Gen X, but they really need to stop pretending like someone wants to find them. I find the topic of generational conflicts very interesting because they happen all the time and even before the internet. And I think we'll be facing a lot of problems like this one even without a reason for it. It's kind of sad, but what can I do if I've never drank from a water hose? And please, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I am a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!